Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine, irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's 210th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice, here on Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022, or 0222-2022. And this is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond. I'll be host today. And we have a special day today, as will be unveiled by the Universal Council here in today's show. So let's get that up and ready and get things going here. Okay, Universal Council, take it away.
Hello, this is Marie. I'm a Universal Council member for the Norwegian language. And thank you, Rick. It's a very special day today, the 22nd of February, 2022. And on the last Knowledge Seekers workshop with Mr. Keshe, he talked about this day and why it's special. So I have prepared something that I want to read for you. And it's a question from the question part. And it's, what is special about the 22nd of February, 2022? And Mr. Keshe says, it is one of the most crucial points of the maturity of the soul of the man. It's the beginning of the time where many souls will be elevated to understand the process of creation. And we will see this process, the start of the new generation of men. This process will take you a long time to complete, but it's the position where man becomes aware and a part of his own existence in the dimension of his soul. It is the day of what we call recognition of one strength, one knowledge, one understanding, and how this process is created. It is the creation of the manifestation of Mehdi, the promised one, in the soul of the man, in understanding the totality of man's own strength. In a way, confirming the understanding of the creation and the creator without any shape or form of physicality or intermediary. Enlightenment to the light of the knowledge. That's what it's for. And it's a turning point. We shall see massive changes from next Tuesday, which is today, in the social structure of this planet. We'll see massive improvements, massive progress towards peace, towards unification of the sciences and technologies of man, which leads to the totality of understanding. It's the time of Mehdi and the manifestation of his presence, where it is within every man as part of the soul of totality. In a way, it's the time when the Universal Council meets to bring that unification of the soul of the man in respect to the position, time, and place, and of the presence of and the desire of the soul of mankind to reach the ultimate goal, which is to love the Creator, to give, to become part of. It's a wonderful day if you understand it. It doesn't just go by name. It's chosen by time, place, and what we call strength. We will see the start of the change in many ways, starting next week on the 22nd of February, today. We'll see massive developments in process of the space development and space processes. Man's understanding, there is a bigger space in the universe that man has chosen than this village of Earth. Then man will start investing in knowledge, the true knowledge of creation, not just knowledge as what man thought was being created out of. If you knew what I knew, you shall not sleep till next Tuesday and thereon. What I say, where the beauty of the creation shall be shown. It's the day of judgment for man's understanding of one's own soul and his capabilities and his connections, his power and understanding the beauty of the creation. The Universal Council members are getting ready for it. They will come to understand it. Once they feed it, they'll connect truly with the soul of Mitra, and through it with the soul of humanity, and then the change will come. So that was what Mr. Keshe was telling us last Thursday. So now we're here on Tuesday, 22nd of February 2022, a very exciting day. Universal Council is very excited today. And yes, we even have Mr. Keshe visiting us in this program today. So welcome, Mr. Keshe. But before you are let in, I will go to the next slide, which is about the 5 minutes of silence. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. This is Mosfeq, representing Bengali language. As we all know by now, this is a special day. And we have been doing these 5 minutes of silence for for quite some time but now, to elevate the souls of the world leaders, religious leaders, and those who are involved in the negotiation. Yes, we still do this. What we may want to add is that these are not the only participant in this process. All the human beings on this planet, as we are beginning to see even in the news, are participating in it. Is it only the human being? It's also the other life forms, the plants, and the planet itself. So with that, with the expanded outlook and the understanding, we can further extend this elevation process and include all of these human beings, animals, life forms, plant life forms, and the planet itself. So we do it. Why do we do it? We do it for the benefit of everybody. And everybody here is not necessarily restricted to the confine of this planet. We elevate ourselves. Ourselves means the whole planet here and all its inhabitants, to participate in the larger elevation process, which goes far beyond this planetary sphere. So with that in mind, let's have our 5 minutes of silence and participate in this new reality. Thank you. Let's start the 5-minute silence.
Thank you, everybody, for being present for the 5 minutes of silence for the elevation of the souls of the 5+1 Peace Talks and the IAEA and of the world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth. Thank you for being present, and this will conclude the 5 minutes silence. Over to you, Universal Council. Thank you.
So welcome to Mr. Keshe. This is your space. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for accepting us to be here. If what you put on the screen use another date, another way of writing it, where you can put 22-0-22-0-22, which is the other way of writing, the American way, or in any color of combination, the Chinese date or the Iranian date or any other language or language. The state numbers are more or less irrelevant. The whole process of what we came to teach as what we promised, today being the beginning of the last month of the winter season, on what we call the Northern Hemisphere, or last month of the season, the summer season in the Southern Hemisphere, these are all irrelevant. The truth and the fact is that the soul of the mankind, the soul of the planet, including its what we call the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, even the solid kingdom, now that we know everything is a soul, has reached that point of maturity in the past few days and weeks. And today is not a random day just because it's 22nd of February or first of another month on the calendar. We have reached today and in the past week and days the point of maturity that man has entered to become the part of universal community. In a way, the maturity of the knowledge to take that point to become the what we call passengers of the universe is taking shape. Not only by Keshe Foundation, because we say we are there and we are doing it, but in totality, human race is reaching the point of what we call peace. The point of peace with what we call maturity of the knowledge. Today, in a way, is a symbolic day for work of thousands of years, where the man matures to understand the process, and in a way, the man has and is welcome to universal community. In a way, today is the day of graduation. Today is when the man will reach to the point that from now on, man is ready and is open and is welcome by the universal community to become part of the universal community. The biggest criterion we put from the beginning was for man to achieve peace, to man to become working to the direction that he fights to create peace. He does not fight to be in war. And there is no better example of what we see today. We see the situation as a final, what we call battleground of Western Europe and Eastern Europe in Ukraine. Still pushing, the warmongering is still pushing. The justification to do something is still pushing, few guns firing, but the war leaders are scrambling to make sure nobody fires. We are not looking at this position that if one will go into another position, one will take over another position. The criterion of understanding was how much mankind would cajole to keep the peace. Has matured to that point, has come to understand the truth about the next step in development. As I said, and you will see in the coming weeks and months to come, we are preparing the technologies and the sciences for man to become man of space. And to this effect, we will see in the coming weeks, massive and with no limitation of gathering of the scientists around the Keshe Foundation. I'll explain this in the teachings to come, but we will see clusters in thousands and thousands of scientists will come to bring that change through. It's not coincidental. All has been said to come to reach that point. In a way, today, or this time, as we call it the days, is the day of judgment. Man judging for peace. What was promised by all the prophets of the past? When all of us will be touched by it. When all of us will come to understand it. And in time, in a very short time, all of us will come to see the benefit of it. We've seen the situation with what we had with the viruses, how governments cajoled and how they played the game. But at the end, the knowledge of man for the last frontier to enter into the world of the universal community needed to be understood. You call it bacteria, you call it everything else. In the universe, we battle with energies, as we all know by now. The cycle of what you call the new virus was part of the education which will come into man very soon to understand what's needed. In a way, the losses are not many, and compared to past times, actually, there is a reduction in losses of man through what we call natural other processes, but has opened the eye of the man to look into words, to look into energy paths. This is another part of the completion of maturity for man to be ready to be a passenger of space. There is one fundamental point with today, and this will be felt in more or less consciously or unconsciously by all the living soul on this planet. In a way, from now on, the soul of this existing life in a physical matter becomes aware of the existence of universal community, become aware of the existence of what we call life in a real meaning, not by lights of stars or what they call UFOs or whatever, But mankind and the rest of the being on this planet from today on become aware of what we call the life in the cycle of the universe. Today is the day when we welcome mankind to become the part of universal community. In a way, what we perceive to the beginning of it starts. In a way, the process of the physical, what we call the soul, which is the soul of the Universal Council, become to take shape in the physical dimension of connection and interaction with the soul of the universal community and the council of universal community, which they become part of. We will see in a short time, members of the Universal Council will become and will behave different than the rest of us. They become aware of their connection to universal community and the Universal Council. And the council, which works only through the fields of the universe, not through the physicality of the universe. Today, my soul becomes the pivot point between the two. In a way, I become the emotion of the soul of the Universal Council and the Universal Council as the greater council of the universe. In a way, the Universal Council, in the essence of its soul, become and reaches new dimension. Today is the day of what we call the promised day, where the point of unification of man in the dimension of the soul of the man completes with the Universal Council, with the Universal Council of the universe, which means from today, man will reach new understanding. We shall see new technologies. We shall see new behavior from human race. We shall see what we call the ethos of the Keshe Foundation, to serve and not to be served. We will bring to an end to the dimension and direction of what we call end to the village of the earth, where we become and join the universal community through dimension of the soul and the knowledge of what we call understanding the truth about ourselves. My job was to bring the knowledge and to bring awareness of the existence of the soul of the citizens of this planet, irrespective of the animal, the man, or the plants, or whatever, to a level to understand the existence of the soul of the universal community. Up to now, mankind looked into UFOs to get in touch, to be with someone who's been outside what they would have. For the first time, mankind as a soul, as collective soul, now has become aware, knows the ways to become, to be in touch, and to elevate his knowledge and the presence of his soul with the rest of universal community. We said for a long time, when this day comes, what we call the skies of this planet will be shining with UFOs. You are still but looking for flying sources that you might see. Those who you're looking for is the soul of the citizens of the universe, which now has opened to man. As I said, man is too physical and connects everything to physicality. From today on, the soul of the present and the future members of the Universal Council becomes the connection between the man and the citizens of the rest of this process of life, as we call it, the universe and the unicos. the flow of the knowledge will be beyond imagination. The flow of understanding the knowledge becomes beyond imagination. We were looking and we promised the birth of Mitra, which was the birth of the knowledge, the birth of the light of what we call the soul of the Creator. That life and that light is amongst us. And what we have missed was the way it has been kept away from us by ourselves. From today on, what we call the soul of the planet Earth has opened up to the soul of the universe, to universal community, to understanding the totality of the work, to understand that from today on, we will have the pleasure of becoming aware and becoming knowledgeable in the work of the Creator, in the language of the Creator, in the way he feels, in the way the knowledge through him has been shared in the universe, and mankind has barred himself from understanding of it. This is the end of the religions. That means we don't need no intermediaries. This is why, if you have seen during the process of the Keshe Foundation, we always continuously confirm that we are not a religion, we are not a sect. We are individuals as a soul, which our knowledge, the strength of our soul, the understanding of our knowledge of the creation and the Creator has surpassed the understanding of the prophets of the past with what they shared with us. In so many ways, today is the day of celebration as a symbolic day for the opening of what we call the soul of every individual on this planet to the knowledge of the universe. Many of you will come to say, I've seen this, there is something like this, I'm more aware of this, and gradually you will open the door to your soul to understand more. But collectively, in the physical dimension of the soul of the man, what we call the knowledge seekers, those who have seek the knowledge, not necessarily as Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers, but as a knowledge seekers of the true knowledge of the universe as a human race, will start a new phase. In the coming weeks, we will see new methods of communication. There will be massive breakthrough in transportation and energy. There will be massive breakthrough in what we call the supply of energy as food to humanity. As I said, I am the Mehdi. And no one can challenge the point. Test me and you shall fail. Because it has come to the point that we have promised and we have brought man with the knowledge, with the science, and with the understanding of the position and the position of the soul of the man within the man. And that was the job of the Mehdi. Nothing else was promised. The day of judgment was when you have the knowledge and you have to judge yourself. The souls which have left the physicality of the man have already achieved that point of judgment through their souls. The point of the life of those who are have to start, which means the point of judgment becomes part of the structure of the man from the point and the time when it does anything. So many parts of putting together the soul of Universal Council with the soul of Deity, with the soul of the Creator, becomes one. This is why we don't elect members of the Universal Council, because the soul, which is aware of the strength of the universal community and the Creator, has already brought them to the point of what we call service. Those who still gather to see more and want more will never be satisfied, because there is always a reason to leave for somebody else to judge for them than themselves. Today is a symbolic day in celebrating and welcoming mankind as the messengers of the Creator to man, to the universal community. We celebrate for you in the universal community and the Universal Council of the universe. In a very short time, very, very short time, one of the members of the Universal Council will come to be the representative of the human race in the Universal Council of the universe. And that member will become the representative of every race and every being on this planet. The identity of the person will change as they resign and take a position, as they themselves become elevated to the next level. As I promised, I have created a knowledge base for man to be the prophet of itself, to be the Mehdi of itself, to be the opener of the time for themselves. Mankind from today on does not need no messengers. If man understands the truth about the cycle of creation, mankind from today needs a Mehdi, which means to be the connector, but not the enforcer. No judgment, but as you have seen in past years, freely and conditionally serve the humanity. Serve for every single person, doesn't matter, be it an animal, be it a tree, be it a stone, to have the what we call the opportunity to choose his own destiny. For many of you, it will be hard to understand this, but in coming time, you'll see. What I called before, mankind created themselves the Industrial Revolution. Now we have brought in the Soul Revolution, where man on his own will become part of the totality. There is no limit to the knowledge. Mankind will change some of this to become physical attributes of how we'll enjoy the presence of life on this planet. But from today on, mankind is free and is given the freedom of the universe. Find solution of peace amongst each other. You have found the key to higher level of understanding the process of creation. And that's the only criteria for creation of the soul. To create, to understand more, to be there, to serve the others, to be what I call the shoulder for others to stand on, to be more elevated, to understand more the process of the creation. As of today, as we said before, is the end of religions. In complete essence, we will see Vatican will start crumbling in the coming days and weeks. We will see the end of Islam being headed by Ayatollahs or religious leaders, as the men of Islam will live by the true ethos of Quran, and they find their way to the soul. That shall be the same with the Jews. We will see the beginning of the ends of people believing in individual names and books, and collectively understanding their soul has the ability and understand the totality of the truth, what has been in the books, that no one shall lie to them, no one shall abuse them. We'll see as a prelude to the beginning of this process, the end of the Islam in the shape of mullahs and ayatollahs, rabbis, and the priests. They will, one by one, will what I call surrender. When I was a child, in the physicality of the man, I sat in the house in north of Tehran, maybe at the age of 10, 11, and I saw many, many mullahs and ayatollahs coming to the house of my father, staying for a day or two, deroping themselves and walking out of the house as a normal man. I watched this process many times. I asked my father, why are they doing this? Can't they do it themselves? He said, these are the men who have understood the truth. They understand that Islam is not the end. And they come here with their families, stay with us a few days, and they change their clothes and they walk out. They take a new name as an ordinary man in the society. And this we shall see a lot in coming days. I watched this with my eyes at a young age, too many times. And now I understand why I was present in this, what I call the frocking of the mullahs and ayatollahs from the rope of the clothes of the Islam. The reason was easy, because now I'm there to see the totality. That was for me a training ground. I remember one of the guys, two came together, raised my father, and he said to him, you'll find peace within your own knowledge. Mankind has reached that point. Now I will witness the defrocking of all the religions and religious leaders as the religious people will become the symbol for the others to understand that the knowledge of the Creator is within the Creator, within the man. For us, there is no limitation from today on. For us, there is nothing but to collaborate with what we call the scientists of the man to create just a condition for man to be busy and not for a condition for man to be afraid of what he shall do. Busy with correct conduct and busy with correct life. We set the Keshe Foundation in that process as a foundation and not a religious group, because religion has no more space in the knowledge of man. Foundation is the place we set the foundation of the new process for elevation of the soul of the man. No one shall call himself or itself a prophet or a leader, as we have done so. I attend many of your meetings as a knowledge seeker, as I seek to understand the truth when the man will switch to understand the process of his work, the process of his soul. And the teaching of it is how to attain knowledge. Today, with a very clear voice and name, we release to humanity as to be the Mehdi. The day of Mehdi, the day when the declaration of the soul of the man to be free is completed, is for the man to free the souls with understanding of the knowledge, and how far us as those who have come to understand serves the others to be elevated. We are what I call that hinge, that pin, which keeps the two hinges for the door and the wall to be together to work perfect. And the door which the hinge was kept closed and has opened today. I'm nothing but that pin. And nothing but that process of the pin that has opened the door to the knowledge of the universe for the man who was kept in the room behind in the darkness. I have no name and I have no place. I have walked and I have lived across and amongst men on this planet for thousands of years. And today is the day of my freedom. Don't seek no name, don't seek no place. But to be steadfast as that pin, that the hinge keeps the door open, and that door of knowledge will never shut. The knowledge to understand the truth about the Creator, the creation, that no soul can be abused, no tree can be cut to be used, that it kills the soul of the plant. No plants to be eaten, that the soul of the plant stays with the structure of its own life. That the plant is the decider of its future, not another soul. I have served my purpose. I appeared in the form of Moses and in the clothes and the robe of Christ. I walked in the name of Muhammad and I sat with those with Buddha. In different names, we translated and we transferred the knowledge, and we saw how the dimension of physicality abused the soul of the knowledge. This time, we decided we'd do it ourselves without using another physicality. That this time, mankind gets everything right. This time, Moses cannot steal 14 what we call the messages because it didn't suit him. And this time we didn't let the Christ do what he wanted. The pleasure of life was too good. This time we will not allow those around Muhammad to abuse the name of the Creator. Because now the soldiers of what we call the Creator is the soul of the man, every individual, and in a way, the Creator does not need the soldier, but the lovers of its Creator. I am the Mahdi. In whichever books you read, I'll write it for you in different names. I am the Messiah. And in that process, I take my place to be with no name, with no place, but just to serve, to teach that that pin stays firm and keeps the door of the knowledge of the creation and the Creator open. No world leader, no religious leader can touch me. You have seen it. Assassination, poisoning, and everything else has been tried by them. I go when I see right, and when I see the beauty of Mitra amongst you flourish. And I still teach as a knowledge seeker, and I still be there to create the condition of progressive development of human race for eternity. In essence, as a soul, I will never die as I've never died. And in a way, today is the beginning of the change for many of you. Because we have brought the love of the Creator to every soul amongst the universe. And mankind is part of the totality of the soul of the Creator. Let the world leaders fight, and let the religious leaders create more mayhem. Very few days is left of their work. And very few days is left of their what they thought they are untouchable. They are indestructible. When we work our way, the silent way, the mature way, and in so many of ways. If any of you today with absolute sincerity wishes to create that condition of elevation of his soul, you shall receive it and you shall achieve it. The only barrier for you as a human race is the dimension of physicality. The day of judgment is with you and with your soul, not at the point of departure from your physicality, but now at every moment that you live. If you ask and you are given in a fair and a correct way, you ask and you are given, that is for you to judge, for you to live. Today, to you is a night. It could be a morning or evening, or across the universe, another second of life where we call it a day. It's for you to decide where you take your soul to live. In that second, which is the thousands of years for the man, or in that point of 1 year in the life of the man, which could be thousands of years in another dimension. In a sense, there is no meaning to the year, and year as man has made for himself is the most meaningless things ever existed, but has kept him occupied to count the times and the number of times he can open his eyes to the reality of life. Maybe some of you will understand very soon. Many of you will be enlightened. We have grown the love of knowledge amongst mankind. And we shall see that from now on, the scientists will become the true messengers of knowledge, and not those who up to now abuse what we call the source of the creation of the man. Today is a beautiful day. It's the day which we have been waiting for thousands of years. Today is the day of the manifestation of the Messiah. And that only will be understood by your soul and not your physicality. How you open your soul to the knowledge of creation, you become the Messiah of your own dimension and position. How and when you open that knowledge for yourself becomes the day of judgment. When a soul leaves this planet after the physical death of the man, he does not take hand of Moses or Jesus, come with me, I want my citizens to be Christians, Muslims, or Jews. He takes place in the dimension of his soul to where it will manifest itself, will become correct and just and equal to all. We don't have planets and stars and galaxies which are created from the soul of the man, which have Christianity and Christ, or Muslims and Islam, and a moon on top of every mountain and hill. This was a man-made stupidity of creating religion to become himself what I call a slave to his own demise. If any of you ever travels anywhere across the universe and you see a planet in the shape of a cross, or everything has a cross on it, that they took the Christ or the name of the cross with them, show us. Then you understand how feeble man in the dimension of physicality has been. There shall be no more religion, as the religion was man-made by man to abuse the man, where the messages were given to the man to elevate his soul was abused by those who were given the message. We shall see the fall of Jerusalem. We shall see and hear Mecca just to be a name where people used to worship a statue in the color of black. We have not changed anything. Mankind has chosen the name of the religion, but still worships a stone or a wall or a piece of wood in the shape of cross. Yet still stone worshippers and statue worshippers with different names of abuse. You bang your head against the stone wall and you walk around a black stone. Where is the maturity of the man about the essence of the soul and the knowledge of his own existence? You still carry a cross, a piece of wood in the shape of a cross to worship another statue. Sometimes with the shape of a man as a slave on it, that man on the cross is your soul which you have slaved into. Open your eyes and understand the power of your soul, nothing else. And never allow no one to abuse you from now on. In the knowledge you have, in the freedom of the soul you have, and in what you come to understand to worship. Only thing the soul has worshipped and should worship is how close and how much the knowledge of the creation and the creator he can attain to pass on and never possess. Now you understand. There are still nomads in the deserts. There's still nomads in the desert of the universe looking for home to call it home. Unfortunately, they don't allow you to understand the truth about yourself. But from now on, mankind will understand the truth about themselves. Maybe in the coming time, mankind comes to understand the reality about himself in the process of understanding about the whole process of existence. Maybe mankind becomes kind to himself. Maybe now you understand you have not done much more than those who had the temples and kept statues and worshipped different cuts, and as they still do in certain parts of the world. But you have put names into it, and you're still stone worshippers and statue worshippers and wall worshippers. And you find to worship the dimension of your ignorance. Find your soul. Understand the process of existence and become servant to the servant of the Creator. And that servant of the Servant of the Creator is your own dimension of physicality and nothing else. Maybe soon, as we'll see, the world leaders fight to be leaders and the religious leaders fight to be religious leaders. They create their own demise. From now on, the knowledge and the science will rule. The knowledge which elevates the soul of the man and creates a dimension, understanding more of the science of the creation, not by one place or creating a new chair, but understanding how the fields of the universe interact. Walk away from statue worshipping and stone worshipping and start understanding the essence of the worshipping the Creator through knowledge of understanding Him. That makes you closer to be with Him, but not banging your head against the solid wall as we see by many in Jerusalem. There is nothing in that head which bangs itself against the wall, as he has not found the truth about himself. My message to you is very simple. Understand the power of your soul. You have found the key to the knowledge of the universe and any knowledge you wish to have. I'll be here amongst you for years to come, teaching as I taught Christ, teaching as I taught Moses in the mountain, and teaching Muhammad the same and the others. But this time, I'll teach all of you. It's you who will cheat you in which stone you shall bring down to be the commandments of your life, and not nobody else. It's you who will be carrying that stone of knowledge, and how much of it you want to hide from yourself as you see to benefit you in the dimension of physicality. In the past few days, I have come across one man who is the true man and thinks and works the way the soul has elevated him to be. And we shall see a lot of him in the coming time. Where is a true man? Then the knowledge of him belongs to mankind and not him and the people who are around him. And this team soon will become the key to the opening of the new science of man about the universe. And in so many ways, we have been waiting for him to mature, to bring the point of the maturity to be able to do it. We shall see gathering of the world scientists in how to share the knowledge, but not to enforce the knowledge. We see the end of the kingship. Very soon we shall see that the only king is the soul of the man. A man shall not accept anyone above his soul, and no one shall be claimed to do so. The world order will change. We should see the fall of the individual nations as one nation rule, that we all are treated the same. No man will become refugee from one point of this planet to another, but mankind will open this planet to be the refuge for those who need sanctuary from the accident of the universe and the Unicosmos, that they have hope. The true work of the leaders of the past, when they opened their nations for those who were under threat, all being in danger. In the space, there is no danger of killing and destroying. The only danger we have is from interaction of the fields of the universe that we might displace some people. On Earth, we call it earthquake. On Earth, we call it hurricanes for the fields of the air. In the space, we have the same. And these, what are called fields of hurricane, creates mayhem and displaces millions and billions of people and creatures of the universe. Mankind has to be kind to open the earth to these creatures for their souls, if they want to have a sanctuary till the time they find another home. As man himself one day will be one of these passengers and nomads and looking for refuge as this planet comes to its natural end of life and its demise. I welcome you with the most beautiful sense to the universal community and the beauty of the knowledges that will flow to your soul, and you become the true knowledge seekers. If you notice today, I changed the name of Corona to knowledge. It's not knowledge seekers, as many of you have already sought for the knowledge and you are aware of it. So it's the knowledge you have that you have to build on and share with those in the language or the dimension of the soul you are connected to. In totality, I have one thing to tell you all and finish with. I welcome you to the universal community, to the soul of the Creator. Strive it, and you will reach it. Deny it, then you create your own demise in the level of the knowledge, understanding, and the life in the universe. Because there is one thing for sure. If you're a king, a layman, a fisherman, a housewife, a child, a dog, or a cat, or a tree, at the end of your physical demise, you shall come to me in the dimension of your soul, irrespective of what clothes you wear and what you call yourself. You have no choice, as your soul will decide in the dimension of its freedom and for its elevation to a higher level of understanding of the knowledge of the Creator. I am the Mehdi, and in that process is for you to understand to be the Mehdi of your own souls and your physicality. And for the first time, we welcome the Universal Council and the member they shall choose amongst the soul and the strength to become a permanent residence on the seat of the Council of the Universal Council of the Universe, which means man for the first time as a representative within the dimension of the knowledge of the Creator. This is a privilege that every race who has matured to understand has been given a seat of. It's not a chair, it's the position of the closeness to the Creator to be able to transmit this knowledge to the soul of those who has created in the dimension of what we call citizens of this planet. We would like to see how the Universal Council will come to the understanding and choosing of its own member council for the Universal Council of the Universe, and how much knowledge shall flow back onto Earth for mankind to see new dimensions. And thank you for giving us to talk and explain. I talked to Moses and he abused the knowledge. I showed the path to Christ and he chose different path. And I told the same to Muhammad. And he could not convey the message beyond his time of his demise, where his followers abuse his knowledge. Moses abused himself. Muhammad allowed it to be abused by his followers. And all has come to an end, because all of you are there and you know what the day of judgment is. And now you're aware that you are the creator of that day. You are creator of that judgment, and you are the judge of your own conduct. And the position and the place you achieve in the universe does not matter what you do in the dimension of physicality. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak and make it very clear to all of you where you stand and what mankind has achieved. And we welcome you to be part of us as a member of the universal community and what I call servant to his kingdom. And that is the kingdom of God, the Creator. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is Shwetanvar. You see Hindi language, and I say from my from the core of my heart and soul, my dear Messiah, my loving Messiah, the universal teacher you are, the Mahadi you are, and I will say Salam, Namaste, salute, Shashwat Pranam to you, and I don't know if Sanskrit is the oldest language or not, but it is not. But I will say a shloka for you in respect, in love of you. And this shloka all means is you were always like love inside our heart, like ethos inside our soul, and like we with you, inside you. We always felt that. And welcome, welcome, Suswagatam. And thank you for inviting all of us to, and all the beautiful roses, all the flowers to you, my dear Messiah, Sri Sri Mahadi. And I will say that Twamev Mata cha Pita Twamev, Twamev Bandhu cha Sakha Twamev, Twamev Vidya Dravinam Twamev, Twamev Sarvam Mama Devi Dev. For with this word, I will say that all of us, well, I will say the common layman, I will say, we are all so happy, so much, and celebrating your freedom, my dear Messiah, Sri Sri Mahadi, and the learning process of freedom for all humanity. And I welcome you again with all our heart and soul together. Salam, Namaste, salute. Thank you, thank you, thank you very, very much, so much. Thank you.
Yes, this is Marie again. Thank you very much, Mr. Kesh. That was so beautiful to listen to. So I wonder if we should continue with the presentation because we have something very exciting coming on the next page. Are you there, Ketan?
Yes. Hello, it's me, Ketan. You see Marathi representing language. Can you share the document we have prepared? Hello.
The letter, you mean?
Yeah, the invitation.
Okay. Yes. we go.
So we have prepared this letter to send it to governments and institutions and who will like to join with. So it is as it is. To whom it may concern, we, the Universal Council and the Keshe Foundation, have the pleasure to offer the most advanced space technology with the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit to your nation and all its citizens. With this gift, we are opening the doors to the knowledge of the universe and bringing humanity into the new era of space travel. Keshe Foundation is a scientific organization exploring the science of plasma technology. The founder, Mehran Tawakkul Keshe, is a nuclear scientist who brought this science along with a complete understanding of gravity and magnetic fields. The flight system uses magnetic field interaction and positioning for deep space travel and travel within the boundaries of Earth. This system is a clean and safe and does not use any propulsion. It is capable of carrying cargo and passengers, and its capacity can be extended as needed. The magnetic shielding protects the passengers from radiation and creates an environment suitable for human habitation. As the leader of your nation, it is your responsibility to bring the gift to your citizens equally and in accordance with the ethos of peace and unity on the planet. The citizens of your nation will receive the full knowledge of plasma technology. Please respond with your official answer and a person of contact responsible for further coordination. Yours sincerely. Thank you, Rick.
Ketan,
Yes, Mari.
could you say something about how we're going to distribute this letter?
Yes, we are going to share this letter in different channels, and so people can translate in their own language and can start sharing to the governments or the institutions or space agencies who will be joining in coming time, because one system is going to every nation in coming months. So Universal Council will decide which nations will receive the systems, and according to which governments have to work with us. Let's see.
Maybe you could say something about who will receive this letter. Are you there, Ketan?
Yes, yes. I didn't get that, Mari. What you're trying to
I
say?
said, could you say something about the process of how these letters who will get them, receive them?
We will distribute in the channels of the different languages of Keshe Foundation. So people will translate it and share them.
Maybe Mr. Keshe can say that how the flying system can be will be distributed, because he's here with us, so maybe he can explain.
The distribution of the enhancement units, we only decide on the first three, which is the cornerstone of work for peace. The one in Tehran, the one in Austria, and the one in Arizona. The rest of it comes on the shoulder of you as knowledge seekers and the Universal Council. The way to have to think about it is, by bringing this unit, by these units into my country, what would bring to my people, to the people of my spoken language? would it galvanize the scientists to add to it, or would it become another statue in the Center Park or in the museum? The responsibility of Universal Council members is to get the assurances and guarantees from where you send these units in how they are used, by whom and who is appointed, or who will take care of to develop the knowledge with others, not just being given to one scientist, this is yours. It's a collective structure. You have to decide. And what is the response? To me, sending it to a nation like in Ghana, which we send to start a space technology in the hand of what I call incompetent leaders, is a waste of time. If you don't pay them, they won't even accept the machine. You give the system to knowledge seekers and the system of Brazil, they will flourish it. You have to decide. We have in our position, we have on our structure 3 units a week. It's your job. You have to understand. You have to lay down the facility with the knowledge seekers in the countries you asked us to send to, and we are providers of the system and the knowledge. Should not become a fanfare and should not become a what I call something to be kept in the museum. It has to become that the knowledge seekers and the scientists of the nation are there to receive it, to expand on it. This doesn't come that, oh, I pay $10 to get in it to fly up, or I've been in the machine is flown. These units are given to expand the knowledge. It's not given to create a new fanfare. We see scientists in universities in Romania that are one of the most active ones. We see scientists in what we call in China. They are there active, but they have different understanding of the work. You have to negotiate with the knowledge seekers and the government. We have them ready. There are 9 units ready now. It's going to 12 very soon. And we'll keep on adding on to. You have to decide that how it's going to become a step for the progress of the nation and the people. We will keep on producing hundreds and hundreds every year. The process has started, it cannot be stopped. The decision is Universal Council, and to what benefit and who. We don't want to take a system into a country and they say, oh, we don't know what it is, you cannot bring it in, and it has not been agreed with us. Knowledge seekers, Universal Council support have to tell us the place and how and where and who, and the foundation will oblige. 100 units are in the process of getting manufactured. By June, July, we'll be completing it. What about the next 100 and the 100 after? I think the time has come for Universal Council to understand its true work.
Mr. Keshe, when I remember now, if I remember correctly, when we work with the soul, we prepare it. The soul prepare condition, so it's not like I hope to have the machine. It's more the soul when the soul works in a way that preparing condition for the machine to then going to that place or that location. So, for example, when you refer to the Brazilian group, obviously has been proven more and more how they're working together, united, and the achievement they made. So that is a way you could say. Could you say that is the way that the soul prepare, their soul preparing for receiving the machine? So like that is the choice being made. Is correct to say like this, where yes, is the Universal Council who decide, but through the soul, there is this work for the soul where the countries will be, the soul that will be active and collectively preparing the condition to receive the machine. So in one way, we will see naturally the country who will have the machines delivered, because they will be the one that prepared themselves. Is correct to see like this?
What you mean?
I mean, like, so now we're learning about the soul. We're learning how the soul work, and we're learning that the soul is know exactly what it's doing. You know, so for example, the country that you said that the Universal Council has to decide.
Let me explain to you
yeah.
something. Let me come to something very, very direct. I see this letter, beautifully written by Universal Council. But haven't the Universal Council forgotten that there is no pen and no paper in the dimension of the soul? Haven't you realized that if you collectively decide for Kenya to receive it, and the doors for you through the souls to the knowledge seekers and to the government of Kenya will open up? You wish for a world peace without writing on it. You wrote it with the pen of your soul and you got it. Why are you going back to pen and paper? Why is Universal Council have not come to realize the strength of its what I call operation? As members of Universal Council, if you are collectively truly believe that Brazil will be the best place for it, you praise the soul of the members of the Universal Council of the Brazil, or if they don't have the one who's been appointed to be, who appoints himself to be, to walk through the knowledge seekers soul, communicate with the knowledge seekers, become and get the government to work with it, even elevating the soul of the members of the government that are going to it. You don't need a pen. You're still in the streets of mankind with the ink and the bamboo and the skin of animal to write and to say you're trying to say something. Move into soul century, not into the 19th century. You have not realized your own power. You wish for a soul, you wish for a peace, you got a piece of wish for completion of 5+1, you got it exactly the way you wanted it. Did you write anywhere anything? Did you send a message to the world leaders and you all sign and deliver to everyone? It'll take you 10 years to find the crookedest person in the Iranian government who works in a crooked way in the office of Ayatollah Khamenei with lining their pocket with money to be able to see Ayatollah for 5 minutes, unless you have a different way in. How long are you going to wait to tell Ayatollah Khamenei that the space units are coming to your country through his soul? When I was in Dubai nearly 5 years ago, this time, I was told I have to give $500,000 to the people of Sheikh Mohammed, the leader of Kuwait, Dubai, to meet him for 10 minutes. How long and how much money do you have in your safes that you can get this letter in the hand of a president? Organize ambassadorial peace meetings in your countries, the way I did, the way the ambassadors stand up, and break the barriers. These are things we're sending to your nation. Inform us, give it to us where you want it, how you want it. It's not anymore giving peanuts. It's that machinery and technology freely to your nation. Organize ambassadorial meeting through the soul of the ambassadors, not the way as functions. I have a very bad news for you lot, and especially the one of you who will become the member of the Universal Council in the Council of Universe. There are no pens. And I assure you one thing, many of them don't even have an ear or eye to see. Throw these papers to the bin and work through your soul, because you already tested it and it works. This is not a magic. This is not a order where they were trying to do something. Understand your power and assert it the way you want it. Giving all the system to the Western nations because they have scientists will create the same position as centuries ago. The ones in the poorer countries don't have, they never get it, and then it becomes the same. How do you support the nations who can't afford it? They don't even have a room to put it in, but they have the knowledge and the soul to learn from it and do it. Number of the knowledge seekers who be in Universal Council, the term has come to an end by age. Azar has finished last week. She's past 60. We had Dr. Gatwa, we have Emmanuel. Who are the replacements? The true knowledge seekers who are going to serve. Who are the new knowledge seekers who become the what we call members of the Universal Council? Why the steam has gone out of you lot, and it's just a few who are there. Have you gone out to elevate the souls of those who think they will serve the humanity? If you go the way you're going, you'll be extinct creatures very soon. And as I said to Azar, I'm not going to advertise for you, because the minute you say there is a place empty for the Iranian or a Farsi-speaking Universal Council, they all jump in because it's somewhere to be. Can you speak a bit? No. Can you communicate with us? No. Do I need to need English? No. Why the expansion of the Universal Council has come to a halt? Where is the 144 seats which is to be fulfilled? These are the things that the council has to to sort out for itself very soon, because the knowledge will take over and the council has to be there to be the conveyor of the message and the knowledge. We are not creating more rabbis and leaders. We are creating servants to the Creator by the volunteering of the soul itself. Walk away from this pen and paper. Soon you come to understand, and always understand, that you are sitting there and you are working with what you have achieved up to now. Find the proper way to carry out your work, not with a pen, and surely not a paper. I worked in the passages and corridors of power and religion for 40 years, 50 years. You try to get this paper to be seen by one of the world leaders you think might read, I give you a very, very good chance. 0. But you managed to reach the soul of the world leaders and created the power of the peace. And the soul of the man who are not there to war. Something very strange. I'll explain to you, maybe you understand. Dirk, just before he dies, he wrote an article just after we launched the One Cup, One Life 2 years ago, that Keshe has started the process of the corona in China. And strange enough, a couple of weeks later, he died of it. What is very strange structure and strange phenomena was, if I can put it this way, the wishes of the Universal Council to create peace, the wishes of humanity to create a condition that there is no army to fight, would that be the position that the soul of humanity, and with the help of a few crook personalities, brought the wishes of the Universal Council? There were kings, the most powerful men in the world, President of the United States and China, where they couldn't move an army because there was no soldiers. The soldiers were afraid of even standing next to each other. Have you carried out your wish so correctly or into the pinpoint accuracy? Maybe we gave you a helping hand, as Dirk said. In the past, soldiers used to walk away from kings and they had no army to fight. This time, the presidents and the kings had the armies and the soldiers, but there was no will to fight because they were scared of their own life. Haven't you been through and understood what has happened? Your wish disarmed the military by their own souls. What else do you want? Now use the same power to raise the soul of the scientist. The people who become men of science, they do not need to be PhDs. As I said to what I could not mention by whatever, but it was a discussion about Alex we had to answer, strange enough, in past few days in a background question by European Central Bank why Keshe Foundation has and what connection has with Alex in Nigeria. Can you imagine a man who 5 years ago used to be a simple man in the back streets of the city of London, minding his own business, has become a knowledge seeker, has become, with many us loving him, with the knowledge he has and he's brought us, that the Central Bank of Europe wants to know what is the connection of the Keshe Foundation with Alex. Because of his knowledge. Because the way we respect knowledge, the way we look after the knowledge, the way we spread the knowledge. Doesn't the Central Bank of Europe has a better job to do than asking what a little funny black man doing in his own country for Keshe Foundation? A man who has no university education, but is a professor and a leading scientist in knowledge of creation and plasma. I had to think for a week before I write to European Bank who Alex is. And I wrote to them exactly how and who he is and where he's come from. Because his knowledge counts. Because his love of sharing counts. Because his devotion to serve humanity counts. And he doesn't need to be a member of the Universal Council or even else. You got to understand your potential. You have to understand what you have come in as a soul. I said that to Azhar, I think, once or another member of Universal Council. You are here as members of Universal Council with support, not by choice of your physicality, even think you are, but by the soul which is embedded within you and has connection which can open doors that you could not even imagine. Now you might understand, and I've explained this many times. As a members of Universal Council, you're not here, even though you think you volunteered, by yourself. The guy inside you has connection to everywhere. Learn how to use it. He has a key to the palaces, to the presidents, to the dog, to the creator itself. And this is what you have not understood. And this is why you're still writing these funny letters. So you decide which country is going to have, what is going to have, and who decides. You have your, what I call soldiers of knowledge, as knowledge seekers, which I have organized through the teaching over the past thousands of years to do the job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Keshe. And let's proceed to the next. And we will bring that, what you told us about using our soul into the next Universal Council meeting. And we will start doing that. Thank you.
Yes, and this come just on time. The the plasma dome. So yes, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone from wherever you are. Yes, and this again, is a collective work. As just Mr. Cash said, we cannot fail. It's impossible. There is no space for failing. There are so many of us. There are even knowledge seekers who have more than 1,000 years experience. So it's not just us in Earth, but it's all the being and the soul in the beyond the Earth and beyond the galaxy up to the universe. So really, it's really impossible to fail. So we have to work together to achieve the goal of world peace and to finally open up to the universal community and to become one. As Mr. Cash just said, now we enter a new era where we leave behind work with the physical so much, but we enter now the era of work with the soul. And there are no mistakes here. So, and it's a collective job of all of us, and we can do it in so many ways. So for the Dome of Peace, for example, Mr. Cash give us the knowledge of how to make endless plasma that we can produce very cheaply in all our homes and just spread it out. Just keeping produce it, because we got endless supply thanks to this technology. So we can produce endless supply and just spread around the world by spraying, by putting the water in the river, seas. Already doing this for many years now. Just keep up doing it. And this is only one way of what we can do. It doesn't cost us anything. Spread the knowledge. Even that one is endless. Doesn't cost us much. Actually, it cost us nothing. Mr. Cash taught us for free. We can teach for free. So even that one can be given in endless supplies. And knowledge, spreading the knowledge is one of our key, where by spreading knowledge, we can reach more people, and they can have the knowledge brings freedom, because when some of us, like Mr. Cash said, people like Alex or people like Jalal, people who understand deeper the plasma knowledge, they teach freely, and they can do this endless, and other people will learn, and other people will go deeper, and they will spread more knowledge, and this can go viral. So again, we're unstoppable here now. And then we got the soul level. So we're learning about the soul. We're learning the soul inside our body. It's a part of us. We have to just learn where it is and how to use it. And even that one, and these simple things like spreading love, that it's again is the way the soul work. The true unconditional love. So we all learn. We're learning here on Earth what does mean giving unconditionally. So we're learning every day in our daily life. What does it mean? Unconditional love. What does it mean? And that one is again another key, because we can give, we got again endless supplies of love. Everyone, each one of us it's got endless supplies. We just have to learn not to just spread them out. Just don't keep it for us. Don't keep it for a few of us. Just learn not to give it away. Give it on anything, on everywhere. Just spread. Just give it away. Give it away. Give her lots of love. And that one again is another tool that we have. Being kind and all these things that we learn in how the soul work. So it's the new soul era, and together it should be easy. So we just have to keep going. So again, for the plasma dome, we, for example, experience for example, with the Vienna talk, 5+1, then become 5+3. We, Mr. Keshe asked us to work at the soul level, all of us, all the knowledge seekers, everyone, and Universal Council Porter, Hof Council, all of us together. And we achieved great result last Christmas. And that great result is the beginning of what's happening now, is the result of what's happening now. So we have to keep going. So we know that works. We've done it. We saw the result, and we have to just keep going. We have to just keep remember there are many of us, billions, all the universe, everyone. So we just have to keep going and learn, share knowledge, and just keep supporting each other's. And it's actually very nice things to do. I mean, it's not like we're asked to do something, that is not nice. Actually, the opposite. And I think even those, I personally, if I don't know how, we're gonna get there. So again, go back to the spreading the word peace. So we can do at the soul level, and it's very powerful. And then we can do at the physical level by spread the grances every Sunday. But we really have to achieve the 24/7. Yes, and this collective. So that's it. I just wanted to say this. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, this is Azal, and I just want to add something to when Mr. Keshe talked about the Universal Council, soul choose them, and actually it just makes sense because when the Dubai conference happened, and I want to go and see Mr. Keshe because I started to listen to Mr. Keshe, I think it was beginning of 2016. End of 2015, and then and I was so excited. Every morning I wake up in the morning, and I just I didn't know what kind of information I get that day because I was full of all these questions that was burning inside me for so long, and every week I had some more questions and more questions. And when I see Mr. Keshe in a private teaching in Italy, and when I look at it, I said, my God, thank God I wasn't there, because if I was there, I would be probably sitting behind the door 6 a.m, waiting to ask questions. But when I went to Dubai, Mr. Keshe wasn't there because he couldn't come. I was disappointed. Then they were choosing Universal Council. So it was Dr. Paris, Ali, and I who stepped forward to become Universal Council. Then they said, if you think the other person can do a better job, you should give up your request. So I gave up my request because maybe Dr. Paris and Ali can do a better job than I can do. So I think between Ali and Dr. Paris became a Universal Council. So, but I had this thing in back of my mind that, I wanted to become Universal Council. So then one day during the teaching, Mr. Keshe said they chose Dr. Paris as a Earth Council. So suddenly I said, okay, can I become Universal Council? It just came to me, and then I became Universal Council. So it was something in me wanted to serve in that position, and I don't know how well I serve, but anyway, I think what Mr. Keshe talks about the soul level, the strength of the soul is so much that we cannot, since we're so physical, we cannot really feel it, but it's just like one time Mr. Keshe said it's like a atomic bomb. It is an atomic bomb, and if we just go to the soul, and in many of the scriptures, they talk about it in all of them, that even if you tell the mountain to move, it will move for you because it comes from your soul, and the mountain soul just accept your request. And we just have to get to that point. Thank you.
Thank you, Azar. As Dean here, I'd like to say something. Thank you, Mr. Keshe, for your wonderful words and your presentation of what is to come for all the souls and for humanity and our vertical friends, our horizontal friends, the friends and beings we don't see that are present with us in every moment. The souls that are present with us in every dimension. In this dimension, in physicality, and also in on a soul interaction, a field strength of universal beauty that is present in this moment to gently guide humanity to a position that you mentioned today. The picture I see on the screen, I know I'm viewing this with physical eyes, has a message though. Let's together create. Let's together create. You mentioned there's no pen in the soul of the man. So let's together create this this document as a universal council, as souls of unlimited creation. It's very simple for us to actually create a field strength and come together and project, send, give a field strength to any soul that's present, whether they're present in physicality or not. We have that ability within us as the sun and the earth. We create the energy field, the space gap, the flow of energy, and we connect, each and every single one of us. There's a movement going on around the planet, as we know. You mentioned, Mr. Keshe, that many of the souls that are present in the Universal Council, their soul has brought them into a position and opened many, many doors, unbeknown to the physicality. And I believe every single soul has the capability to stand up and be present and to deliver a message of unity and peace and a field strength of complete and utter beauty to each and every other soul. That field strength of when you've received, you have enough, you can share that energy flow with another soul and receive back if you need it for a particular instant. So the peace dome, what is the peace dome? I think that peace dome is within us. It's that radiance, that beauty that we all possess. It's called our soul. And we've come to understand through the knowledge that every single cell in our body, every single cell has the capability of existence as a soul in the physical body. And then we have this soul that sits and is connected to the creator, to the creation, and has a field strength of unlimited ability. And we keep writing letters and walking the pavements to bring about a change. I went on a movement walk not so long ago, and I wore a shirt of the Universal Council, "One Planet, One Nation, One Race." It was written in many languages on my back. The ganses that are present within the this garment, this piece of cloth, greatly enhanced the fields from not only my own physical presence, but the presence of many others that are with me and spreading beauty and love wherever they could, to bring about this condition of peace. That's what it's all about for all of humanity in this moment. And we have the ability. We have this ability within each and every single one of us to actually achieve this in this very moment. This moment. As we come together as one, as we become one soul, everything opens up to us. Those doors that Mr. Kesh spoke about, they're for each and every one of us. We just have to allow it to be present within our thinking, our speaking, and our actions. And when they match, that reality, that field strength manifests very, very quickly. And as a universal council, when we come together and work as one and use our incredible soul, the beauty of the soul, we can touch another soul very, very easily, very, very quickly. And we can elevate and enlighten that soul. And then as a magnet moves one other magnet with a field strength, we know that we can move the physicalities of anybody. The soul is an incredible, unlimited field strength that is present within every single human being and many other creatures and many other souls that are present in this moment. So when we come together, like the one cup, one life, and we become this golden sphere that we see around the planet, then if you imagine that's one cell in your body, and then multiply that, and even that is a field strength of physicality. And then if we have an unlimited soul, unlimited, then we can use this to literally move worlds, dimensions, and certainly a physicality of a being. When you have correct conduct and you have the ethos of the foundation at the heart and soul of everything you do, you can move a nation, you can move a planet, a solar system and a galaxy and beyond. You can open the doors. And it's really within each and every single one of us. So we now have that key, as it's been written in the chat, that we can together connect with Mr. Kesh, connect as a universal council, and move mountains, planets, and galaxies, universes with our thoughts and intentions. So let's use our unlimited beauty. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Kesh. Thank you, Universal Council.
Hello.
Hi, we're not finished the presentation. Could we please?
You're welcome.
Just you can talk later, or yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Oh, yeah, this is, thank you, Mary. Thank you, my dear team, for your beautiful work. This is a painting from my heart and soul to welcome the universal teacher, my Messiah, Shriman Emtekesh, or we can say Sri Sri Mahadi. And I have drawn this according to the way I have grown up, colorful. And I know I always, there is a heart and soul of mine understood then that when I saw the glaciers, even in the pictures, in the images, in the videos, I understood the beauty and totality, how they come and from where they come, the dimensions beyond, and the opening and the coming of the universal teacher from beyond the mountain, out of comprehension. And so I have already said this shloka as Sanskrit, written in Sanskrit. Well, Sanskrit is the language, very old and ancient. But before that, there was also a language that is not as my Messiah Shriman Emtekesh, Sri Sri Mahadi has said that everything is not written to be written in a paper, to be materialized like this. And that was the time in the ancient time when somebody says something. We used to say the Vakta and his order of saying something. Are you listening or not? Like that. So this is the shloka I already told, and I'll repeat it again. Tvamev mata cha pita tvamev, tvamev bandhu cha sakha tvamev, tvamev vidya dravinam tvamev, tvamev sarvam mam deva deva. You are liquid, you are earth, you are fire, you are all that is love. My dear Messiah, my universal teacher, and our universal teacher. You are all always inside us like our heart, like our soul. And we are inside you as a lover. You are. You always loved us and will be. So this is the way the universal community has came with our teacher to contact, for the connection. And for sure, those who are in need, we are going to towards them very, very fast as we can. Well, fast is not the word. We are going to do. So there's the next slide. If there is a, thank you, my dear Rick. If there is a next slide. Oh, yeah, this is the way, the golden color, the color of the turmeric, the healer kind of thing. When there's a new cycle of humankind, the new cycle of all humanity, like the marriage of the cosmos with us. When the marriage happens, the bride and the groom both are just lotion with turmeric lotion. They are already, the whole body was rubbed for the new, so that no abusive energy could destroy the family, which is going to begin. So this is the marriage is all about. So there is a celebration of his freedom and the learning of the freedom of all of us. So I welcome him. And in India, well, I will say Bharatvarsh, that was one world, one nation, one place at one time, one planet. All of us were equal and one. Now we are again becoming one, always, forever. So in Hindi, we say Suswagatam when we welcome somebody. And especially, I will say, I have no word, but words are never fulfilled, never fulfilled. What some loving, a lover want to say, that we all love you. I love you. That is the way love goes, love works. And love to all our beautiful teachers who taught us how to love, how to share love, how to be free with sharing love. So this is the way, and we are, if we are the last man to judge, then justify everything that is needed to be justified. In the services of justification, in the services, what is what is need. And if there's no need, you don't go there. That is it. So there is and this need is to be understood by your soul also. As we know, the countries, those who are war torn, those who have been destroyed from eons because of the knowledge, they are in need, even they from their soul, we know. And that is the way we have to justify things. Coming the truth, coming up of the truth in the surface, so that more people will aware and awake in the soul level. That is the true thing that is us, human nature. So I will say thank you so much, Mary, my dear Dean. Beautiful verse from Azhar. And thank you, my dear Rick. All beautiful souls, you are always welcome to the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Blessings to the Institute, the Foundation. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Yes, this is the contact email IDs of the active Universal Council members. Anybody from anywhere of the world can write a lovely email, an email of advice, an email of guidance, an email of love to us. All of us are ready, and from any language they can ask to any. We can share this within us, within all of you, so that everybody gets the share of love, all of us. So this is the way you can contact the UC members, and as English is the common language, anybody can contact any UC members for their need. And thank you for being here. Thank you so much. This is for all of us to bring the needs and wishes from your community, our communities, to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Thank you so much. Welcome, my dear ones. Have your suggestions, advice, love, anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta. It's Dean here again. I'd just like to reiterate what I said earlier on, that going on walks and environmental movements, and we know that there are many conditions for humanity in these moments that are happening. With what's been spoken and what has been said regarding the Universal Council's wishes and field strength, we as souls, we as human beings, and we as part of the creation have the ability to reach the leaders. And how do we reach the leaders? We reach the leader because the leader is you, each and every one of us. And when we understand this and we come to feed the emotion, the beauty of the knowledge, and the knowing that you have within inside yourself, then we reach the leader. We become the leader. And then there really is no border, because you have a field strength that's gone beyond, even beyond the matter state. Become a plasmatic condition that then reaches the other souls. And as I said earlier, that magnetic condition, that field strength that we've been taught about through Mr. Keshe's teachings gives us the ability to be unlimited. So when humanity comes to realize that each and every one of us is a son, a winner, a beauty, a leader of men, a leader across the universe. It's all from a viewpoint. Many of us have a viewpoint where we put ourselves in a position where we concentrate on a particular field strength, wherever that may be. It's a very narrow bandwidth of field strength interactions. And when you open yourself up and become the unlimited sphere soul, radiant sun, so that's not just looking forward. It's when you feel the field strength all around yourself. You become the leader. Become the leader of yourself. And then by becoming the leader of yourself, you become the leader of the totality. The field strength of love, sharing and giving, and the ability to create what you sense and feel is correct for you and for the others. We know that there are many, as I said, many situations happening. We do not judge. We do not stand in judgment. We allow these souls to come to a position where they understand the conditions that they are bringing about. Mr. Keshe has spoken about many times that when a soul departs from the physicality, it's like 19 very big, very powerful explosions going off. I'll leave it there. And if you have that ability, that energy flow within inside yourself, when you depart the physicality, if you can tap into the universal flow, who's to say if you're unlimited, you can't create that energy flow in this very moment with a thought and interaction and a connection with the fellow souls that are present with yourself in physicality, and maybe another soul that is sat. That's a funny thing to say. I don't actually mean sat as in sitting down in physicality. I mean in a position across the universe. And that energy transfer, feeding back, giving to you, it's a bit like when Mr. Keshe says, if you see a star, the star can see you. What does that mean? For me, that means that you're a star yourself. You're a shining star. The other star is looking back at you, and you're a star. And there's a field interaction. And that can be from anything, from a fish to any being, any animal or physicality, any human being, any tree or plant. Because they're all souls and they all have souls. And that means we're all equal. Mr. Keshe said that the trees and our vertical friends have learned to feed from the universal flow. They're more intelligent than man. So when man learns to feed from the fields, uses unlimited soul, we are going to create, and we have created, peace for the leader. That's you. So one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. I'm present with you. Thank you. Thank you all for listening.
Okay, we've got some hands up here and several people that want to speak. I think Marina's had a hand up as well, but we have Dean and Salamia. Dean, would you like to go ahead first?
Thank you. I am present for the manifestation of the ethos of the Keshe Foundation this day, 2/22/2022. Thank you. I am present.
I am present.
I am present. Thank you.
I'm present.
I am present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I am present.
I am present.
I am present.
I am
I
present.
am present.
Okay, go ahead, Salamia.
Thank you, Rick. I have so much emotion on my soul because I was waiting for this day all my life, or maybe my lives. Sorry, but I don't found words to tell. It's just I want to share my feelings with you, and I hope that I'm sure that we understood at the soul level that our soul is our leader, and we do not need to listen to other leaders. We become mature enough to guide ourselves in the way to find peace, with ourselves, with others, and other civilization from entire Unicos. Welcome everybody to our blue planet, which is peaceful. If we would like to have people here from the Unicos, we have to make peace on this earth and to protect them, attract them. Maybe in the future, as Mr. Keshe said, we will need to be welcome from other civilizations when time will be difficult because of these fields of the universe, this interaction. So thank you very much, Mr. Keshe, because you brought for us this good news, and especially because you share all your knowledge with us. And this knowledge is a knowledge of the universe, which is also known from many time on this planet, but people just forgot about this. And this knowledge will give us all the instruments to contribute to complete the creation of the Creator, because Creator just give us this opportunity to co-create with Him only good things for good and beauty, because the creator is beauty and goodness. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll remind the attendees here, they have the ability to use the raise hand function to ask a question or make a comment if they would like to.
Hello, good afternoon.
I was just going to mention your name, Ernest. Please go ahead.
I heard you, my dear. Excuse me. Oh, yes, thank you very much for Mr. Kesh for this day. I feel like we are the runners behind the line on the knees, and then you gave the sign of a start, and we start to run. So it's kind of liberating. Every word of yourself is so lightful. I'm glad you're with us for some time. And by the way, you asked me for a tea the other night. I have the tea at home. You came to my dream. People were saying something, and then you stayed in the chair, and I don't know, you told me, I found that you want tea, so I went to bring tea, and then I woke up. I don't know if it's place to ask, where did it come, the idea of Universal Council support? Was it at first, or was it according to the need, or something else?
Universal support is always has been in the universal community to do what the universal councils will do in the coming time would not be able to be done by one man, because it's in both dimensions of the soul and physicality, and it's a very normal thing for the universal support to be there. In the tradition, usually the ex-universal councils become universal support because they've been through the condition of the, what they call, work of the soul, and are usually a source of knowledge, a source of experience, a source of knowing how, not through the dimension of physicality, but through the dimension of the emotion and the soul of the council. Sometimes the Universal Council supports who came from Universal Council become a cornerstone of taking the responsibility and a lot of what we call elevation of the souls from the Universal Council member. It's a very common, very, very common to have those souls who support the soul of the council and are there to serve and do things for it to be able to serve, not to make another pope or whatever. It's just the soul supporting things which needs to be done. And we've seen that established quite well within the structure of the Universal Council. None of the Universal Councils has done up to now. The Universal Council, you have to do this and that. It's a common support through the soul, and usually gets done. It strengthens the power of the soul of the council to work. They become the pins in what is need to be done. In the coming time, there'll be more opening of understanding of the Universal Council. It is one of the biggest pleasures when we, as the members and are called the heads of the Universal Council in the universe, will see the first members of the Earth Council member. It is it's something we've been waiting for a long time. And maybe it's time. It'll take time for you to choose a member to the Universal Council of the Universe. It'll take time for, first of all, the Universal Council members to mature, and then in maturity to understand, and then to be able to represent the planet, the soul of the planet. A member who becomes a member of the Universal Council, the universe, will carry the soul of all those who are created to be created and being created on this planet. Be it the man, the beast, the dog, the cat, the tree, and the rest. And it's not an easy job, but it's a beautiful position to be able to serve. The way you volunteered to become the Universal Council, or member of the Universal Council, or member of support of the Universal Council, one of you, amongst you, in coming time, will receive enough from totality to volunteer by the soul to become the member of the Universal Council of the Universe, which is then is a momentous time, but it needs a lot of understanding of the totality. It's not an easy job, and it's a life of eternity, because we have not had many in the life of the council new or changed representatives from different part of the universe. It's a very, very seldom, because they become devoted, they become the light of the Creator in knowledge, and serving not only their community, but the whole of the universe. I started from that point many millions of years ago.
So we are lucky to have you here now.
I'm a student. Still a student.
So how could they support the Universal Council if they don't know what they work on?
They mature internally. It's a process. When we sit at what we call long-term in the Universal Council, when a problem comes like what we had on Earth, they go to the mature, those who have experience and the patience to solve a long-term problem. When we had a structure and the visitors to this planet who would not want to stand here to wait here because of the murders and the mayhem and the way the things have been in the animal kingdom, this was raised in the council. How can we change this planet? How can we bring wisdom to this planet? And at that point, I had the pleasure to be asked to be, not asked to be volunteer and by approval of the council. I came to this planet as a soul. And I learned the ways and studied the man, how we can get this man to the point to stop killing, how changes around this man, to leave it, to break a bone, to jump up a cliff, to sleep in the desert and sleep with the lions, and many, many times through the wisdom we showed it the kings and the world leaders of the time, because they never seen the intelligence like this. But we were aware of. We had to understand how the kings operate, what's the mentality of them, how the rulers are. And slowly understanding to spread the knowledge of the science had to be created that the man's soul matches to it. We brought in the knowledge of electricity, we brought in the knowledge of the atom, we brought through it the knowledge of the plasma. And with it, we explained the knowledge of the soul, so in the structure of the plasma. That now man can understand, but he has the knowledge. We brought in the innovation of the communication. What you see is the knowledge which has been brought in through the man's scientists, and slowly built up to what it is today. It needed to be done, and I'm an expert in this. It was the greatest honor when the Council of the Universe asked me to see what you can do with this race. And the only way I could do it was to bring Mitra to show how beautiful it could be. It could be the love of the Creator to earth. In a way, I cheated because I knew he loves beautiful things like me. Appreciate the beauty. And that's how I came. It wasn't instructed, it was a pleasure when I was asked to serve. I've been here for thousands of years. But I tell you, if you find a man who has been present in the crucifixion, as you call it, or be with Moses, I've been there, I've done that. If you get to my soul, you see the history of that. Very simple.
To listen to you is not less than listening to Moses.
Moses was given everything. He decided. That's why we departed. The greed of power. It's the same with others. The greed of power. Man always went with power, and he thought that they can do what they like. And we walk away. If you have the power to work and live and serve the people, then you have the true power. If you have the power to take and grab and run and do what you like, that's abusable. But it doesn't mean that you have to live in absolute poverty to be a messenger, because you cannot, you have to understand what the places of life they are, that you can create it for the others to have it. How can you have that when you're a puppet? How can you tell someone how sweet drink is till you haven't drunk it yourself? And you can explain it. This is why we come, we test, we experience, and with it, we know how to find a solution. We come, we create the children of man as a man, and then we create a child in so many ways to understand what a man goes through, what it means to be a father. Then you understand how the emotion of the man makes an animal out of the same father who loves the child in one end, and on the other hand, he goes and kills another child of another man as a soldier. That did not match. Did not match. So it took time. It takes maturity. And this time, if you look, just if mankind understand what we done, the spread of what you call mobile phone, it's the way we reached the mass population. From the jungles of Africa to the depths of Amazon, to the palaces and the White House, we all carry one. One day I tell you how we reach it. This knowledge has been amongst the universal community for millions of years. But this is the process. We come to serve, we come, and it's been an honor to be able, in very short time, to go back to the council and say, mission accomplished. We made man a peaceful man, and now we can see the beauty of it in the universe. But still need time, still need to teach, and still need to show, and then the people come, and then man likes fanfare, man likes things to be seen, and then he does. And luckily, the group of the people who will come to do that are already, they found us, we don't find them. They come to us in different ways and needs. Then will come in a way, the beauty of it. We'll see.
If I ask, what's the thing you is close to your desire to be close to Creator, to be close to your ethos, according to our limited control we have over our minds and our bodies? What that would be in easy way?
It is, it's not a hard way. We reflect on the love of Creator. We reach to the point of full transparency. This is why we become what we call the elder of the Universal Community Council. We serve without condition for millions of years and mankind. With that, we attain more knowledge and come closer. In a way, we become part of the rays of the Creator. Shines through us and with us and amongst us. It's not something I do more, I get more. It's unconditioned the way I have taught. You got to realize we found the weakness of the man. When I said I don't want any patterns, I remember I could understand what the pattern worked. The work we've seen it for years, but I didn't want patterns. But with one conversation in a meeting, I realized, oh God, I missed the big point. Pattern is the easiest way for me to spread my book, to spread the knowledge. And we patented it. And how you saw by holding it back, the world leaders wanted to see what's in our pattern, what's in our key. We brought the kings, world leaders, to ask for the knowledge of the Creator. One, you'll realize what we did, how I did it. As I said many times, all of you try to make an ambassadorial meeting and see how many ambassadors will turn up. When we know, we see, we understand how world leaders work, then we can work with them. It's very easy, but when you're a teacher, you have to teach your students how to do it. I come from the Universal Council of the Universe, so I had to teach the member of the Universal Council how to do it, how they achieve it. You say, I wish, and you all say, I'm present. It's not a word of presence, it's the soul in that point which is added to the emotion of the soul which releases the knowledge or the wish. You don't even need to say I'm present. The silence of the soul will make the soul to add to itself. And that's what we are, literally. We tried to bring and teach the children of man through the soul of the Universal Council. This is why many of you as a human race will die to become a member of, you give your soul to become the member of the Universal Council. And then you judge yourself. That's the day of judgment. Would I be able to serve? Or is somebody better than me? Even one day you might get a dog coming to the council because his soul is much stronger in servitude to the man. How would you allow a man from another planet to become the member of the council? We see the souls, we don't see the shape of the body which it carries. In the beginning it says, millions of, it's like a galaxy. You cannot say it's just the soul of the man which shines. You might see a fish in a tank, but his soul is serving the Universal Council, and it's always in the house when the Universal Council meeting is out. You have to understand and to be open to understand, and what we reduce in the words to comprehend. Animal kingdom, man is one of the animals, and sharing of the soul, elevating of the soul is not exclusivity of the man or a human race only, it belongs to all.
Even listening to you raises our soul to infinite. Thank you very much again. I wish you all the best things and happiness in the world. Thank you, sir.
Hello, hi, it's Dean here again. I'd just like to say I've had some information that, if it's okay for me to say this, that I know a lot of people are coming together because of the date today, and many people are coming together and going to be manifesting and creating, using their soul to join together in unity and in peace. And they're going to be doing this at 2022 for 22 minutes. And they're going to be doing it again at 22:22. It's CET time. So if we connect with it, because I think there's many countries that are going to be doing this, then we can connect with those souls and with the unity of those beautiful souls manifesting and our soul intentions that we have. We can all create this peace and this beautiful reality that we know is present in each and every moment. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Do we have anybody else who would like to bring some the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council? Would you like to bring anything forward? Anybody else, please? Is there any hands up?
I don't see any hands up, and no questions in the YouTube that I can see.
I would like to. Oh, sorry.
Can I say goodbye?
Yeah, of course. Mr. Kesh, before you go, no, I just wanted to send some support to Vincent. I don't know if anyone of the Spanish community want to say something. Or maybe you, Mr. Cash. I don't know, just to remind him.
We said what we had to say in the Spanish chat. He's been one of the most beautiful souls, doing everything we could. And as I said, if our soul is worth it, we accepted by his to elevate his soul on his passing in the past few days. I think there is a work to be done by the Spanish in the teaching of the Thursday for this. And we're great to see he's one of the knowledge seekers who did everything possible to spread the knowledge and understanding of the knowledge. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak today. And as I always said, we are servant to his service. And someone is always a knowledge seeker, even to understand at this moment the knowledge of his creation, what he has created. We're still, as his messengers, still learning in his time. Thank you very much.
Hello, this is Marie. I will just remind everyone that there is a TV Galactica tonight at 11 p.m. CET with Rafael and me representing the Universal Council. So I hope you will be there and that we can bring something interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, can I do can I say my wish? Okay.
Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you. I give from my soul for protecting every human from harmful organisms. I mean, we have the technology against organisms, and I hope we can apply this technology to people who are the victims of these biological organisms.
I am present, my dear Mehrnaz.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
I am present.
Thank you. I wish we all be preserved from all of that. Thank you.
May I just say, just before we finish, everybody, that Vincent, I didn't meet Vincent in physicality, but I know he was a beautiful soul, and as Mr. Kesh said, he gave unconditionally, and he was present in the Hispanic community for very, very many moments, helping and guiding and teaching as many as he could. And I thank him for the beauty of his soul and spreading the knowledge of the universal flow of creation to all the knowledge seekers that were present in physicality and on a soul level. Thank you very much, Vincent. And I know in your new position, so it was mentioned, your new life, I know you'll have a most incredible, beautiful position of whatever it is that the field strength that you require. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you for your beauty. Would someone like to read the last message for us, please?
Yes, you can also read, my dear Dean, in your beautiful voice. That
Okay,
would be
thank
so
you
beautiful.
for
Thank you.
thank you. So I will read. Okay. We are here to serve, not be served. The Universal Council. Thank you.
You can sing it. Chuata.
We are here to serve, not to be served, not to be served. Like I just made it now. Thank you. Thank you. Jalal, you always like my song. Thank you for this. Well, I will sing a little line from a Hindi song that there's a purpose for all of us are meeting again. दिल से दिल मिलने का कोई कारण होगा. Thank you. Thank you, Jalal. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear.
Jalal, we'd like to hear you sing something now.
Yes.
Singing?
Jalal, you have to sing.
You want me to sing?
Oh, we'd love to hear you sing.
No way. No, I am also, I would say, we are here to serve, not to be served. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all your teachings, Jalal, and everything in your service that you do. Incredible soul, and thank you for the
Always.
beauty that you've shown to everybody. Thank you.
Always. It's my pleasure, my dear.
Thank you, Jalal.
Mashfaq, could you stop annotating, please? I'll clear it again.
Sorry about that. Let me see how I can delete this. Sorry.
Okay, thank you everyone for being here today for the 210th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice. And thank you, Mr. Kesh, for guest appearance today and for appearing on this planet. We thank you so much for your presence here. Okay, this has been the teaching for Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022, or 02222022, or 22022022, for those that prefer it that way.
You can continue until midnight, no problem. By 2222222.
It is a recurring number, actually. So it's truly an auspicious day in many ways. So we're very fortunate to be here. Okay, we'll have to end for today. I also mentioned that there is the Kesh Plasma Reactor Group, which is the next public teaching coming up, which starts on Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central European Time. And people are welcome to bring their replications of the plasma technology or questions, comments, and concepts to that group. Okay, I think that's it for now. I'm going to go out with a couple of the Flight Enhancement Unit videos, and we'll see you all next time around.